Hi everyone, it's been a busy couple weeks for me, as they all seem to be, but this one especially. I was actually out of town for work last week. I was down in Phoenix, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And with Mother's Day and everything else, it was quite busy. So I kind of wanted to get you up to speed on some stitching stuff that I've been doing over the last couple weeks. So I want to say, and if I forget exactly the time order, I apologize. But anyway, 2 weeks ago, I went to a Needlework Guild of Minnesota hosted Needlepoint class called Color Play by Jennifer Riefenberg. And, if I would have just seen pictures of this class, I don't think I would have taken it. But of course, you have to see everything in person, right? So this class was really interesting. So again, the class name was Color Play. And what she did was she painted the canvas with the color wheel, or I should say the rainbow colors. And basically the whole point of this class was to see how different colors on top of other colors make it look very different. So I'll show you what our class project was. So as you can see, she provided us a canvas with basically the rainbow, right? And then she had us stitch over it with different colors, or actually it was kind of all the same color, but if you place that same color on top of another color, you get a different effect. And so that was kind of the point of this rightly named Color Play class. You can kind of see how, now this is right here, like these are all of the same thread, and you can see how it looks different when put on top of other color palettes. So just kind of a study of color class, and I just thought it was really unique and interesting, so I took it. This is a little needle minder I got from Gina's. If any of you are wondering, though, I will tell you that, see these little, even though I love the bling, these little legs on the side, thread does get cut on those, so just so you know. But I got it from Gina's. But anyway, that was a class. It was an actually it was an all weekend class, both Saturday and Sunday a couple weeks ago, that I took in the study of color. So it was a great class, and I didn't have to travel for it, so it was even better that way. But I took this class a couple weeks ago, and it was just awesome. Then last weekend, I went to the Shepherd's Harvest Festival. So it's it's basically, if you're a yarny, you're probably there. And I am not. I need another hobby, like a hole in the head. But my mother is a big person into yarn. So in Japan, my grandmother actually owned a yarn shop. And so for Mother's Day, with my girls, I took my mom to this Shepherd's Harvest Festival, I think is what it's called. It's in the Lino Lakes area here in the Twin Cities. I took her there, and it was, even if you don't like yarn, the color was beautiful. People's creative ideas were beautiful. There's one, he's quite well known in the yarn community, Stephen B. He actually owns a shop here in Minneapolis, and he was dressed like Elvis. It was awesome. He had a big, all white Elvis, clothes, and then had a huge peacock on it. It was amazing. It was almost like seeing a celebrity of yarn, if you will. So I did that last week. Like I said, this past week I was in Phoenix again for work. Next time I travel, I'll be going to Charlotte. And it's kind of funny, when you travel, the first thing you think about, and it's not about the work, it's about what LNSs are in that city that you can go visit. But anyway, I've been to the attic many, many times. I've taken classes there as well. And I was just there actually a few weeks ago. And McKenna was nice enough to drop some of my purchases off that I made off the Facebook page, the Attic Last Chance Facebook page. And so I picked up those things, and then I picked up one additional kind of new release kit. So I was pretty good. I wasn't terrible. Anyway, I got the Prairie Moon coat of arms. And then I got the Heartstrings Samplery Unity Sampler. I really love that. I got Jenny Bean and Friends. The Friendship Sampler, I should say. And then she had quite a few of these Gold Santas, Birds of a Feather. And then the kind of the, I don't know, the grab and go purchase. This is a new one from Jeanette Douglas, and I think it's called Sunflowers. Let me just check real quick. Yep. And it comes with the fabric, and then it comes with a little sunflower charm on there. I thought that was kind of cute, and it would be fast, so I got those. So those were my attic purchases. I didn't go as big as I could have and have before. I'm going to show you the rest of my haul first, since I'm kind of in that mode anyway, and then we'll kind of get to whips and then what my plans are. Oh, and I forgot to bring out my finish, so I apologize. I will do that for the next video. So I am part of the Western Reserve Sampler Guild. I think it's out of Ohio, and they had Lauren Sauer teaching her Sassenach sampler, and they allowed away stitchers to participate in this class, even though you're not technically going, but they send you the kit. And so I don't know if a lot of you have seen this. This is her sampler, the Sassenach. I'll show you how that's spelled. Look at, oh my gosh. I love new kits because they're so colorful and well packaged. It almost makes you not want to stitch it just to keep this. So I'm thrilled to get this piece and again not have to travel for it. So I actually have traveled for a lot of needlework classes, and I'm kind of getting tired of doing that. The class really has to be worth it at this point for me to do that. So my guild is doing an amazing job bringing in teachers now. So hopefully the need for me to travel for classes especially, like I don't have anything on the plan right now to travel anywhere, which is good. Usually I go to 2, maybe 3 a year. And this year I'm not going to any, so that's a good change for me. All right, so I, like many of you, put in an order for Lizzie Cate when they announced their retirement, and it took this long for me to get my order. So what, they announced their retirement at the beginning of March, and is now mid-May, and it took this long to get the order. Now, I will say that I got this from a website where they were offering 20% off of all the patterns, so, you know, it was worth the wait. And, you know, let's face it, I'm not going to stitch these anytime soon anyway, or, well, I might stitch some of them sooner rather than later, but, you know, it's not like I was going to stitch them right as soon as I got them. So I'll show you some of these real quick. So the limited edition pumpkin patch, that was in there. I thought this was cute. Another limited edition kit, Song of Spring. Love that bunny in the center there. Ho ho ho. I also got the Halloween rules, the full set of those. And it's kind of funny because these have all been on my wish list for a long time, but of course, you know, I was going to get them eventually, and the retirement just had me get them a whole lot faster. Spooky Eyes. Flora McSample. I don't know what's with the flora. Like the name Flora, I guess. I don't know where that came from. If any of you know, you can comment below and tell me. She had a few of them like that, and I wasn't sure I quite understood why that was the case. Very Merry Santa. And it comes with the finishing. Love it. Little Snow. And you know, I'm not sure I'm going to actually stitch the snow part. I kind of just like what's from here up. So we'll see. Where's the Party? Farm Sampler, again, Flora. Don't understand the flora. But I love the animals on there. I thought they were cute. Many of you seen, of course, Nevermore. A Little Boo. Just includes the fabric and a charm. And I also had to get the Halloween ABCs. This has been on my wish list for a while. And then it comes with the Weeks Dye Works threads. What else do I have hiding under here? And I also got Red, White, and Beach. Love that. And I'm sure there's some other Lizzie Cates in here that are hiding that I will show you here in just, oh, here's one. Yeah, there's more. Autumn Smalls. Is that it? I think that's it. That's it from a Lizzie Cate perspective, I believe, at least for that order. Next, what I got were some late Nashville orders. Yes, I just got some more Nashville stuff that I had ordered when Nashville was going on, and I just got them now. But again, you know, I've got plenty to do in the interim, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But again, I ordered these during Nashville market. So this is Jeanette Douglas, the Tulip Shaker box. It comes with that. I love that. Deck the Halls from Blackbird. Those strawberries are amazing. Basket Full of Summertime. And I'm not a huge patriotic fan, but the patterns that have been coming out recently, I've really liked. So, not to say I'm unpatriotic from a country perspective, because, you know, born in the USA. So, the Patriotic Shaker box. And I've actually seen the box in person at the attic, and of course they were sold out. Everybody's name was already attached to them, so I couldn't pick one up. They're amazing. And I also picked this up, the Just Nan Needle Cracker slide pocket. So this is an old one. This is not new by any sense of the imagination. Okay, then I got a few other things from 123 Stitch. Now, I put the order in because I had seen some other Lizzie Cates that had, you know, people have been showing that I wanted. So, of course, I just want to get those as quickly as possible. So, and sorry, the ones that I'm going to start with aren't, oh, well, how would I just start with those? So the Lizzie Cates that I wanted were the 4 seasons. So here's spring. I think that's summer. Winter. And I went to the attic to try and find fall. They didn't have fall at 123 Stitch, or they said it was on back order, but of course I want to make sure I get it. So I went to the attic, like I said last week, they did not have any. They had all the other ones that I already had that they didn't have fall. So when I went to Stitchville, which I will show you, I picked up fall, and I'll show you what I got there, but this is all of them together. I will probably not stitch them this way. I think, you know, for the first time I usually keep groups like this together and I stitch them all together. I don't know if I particularly like these all stitched together like that. And I also don't like the saying on the bottom, which says, to everything there's a season and a time, to every purpose under heaven. I mean, it's sweet, but I don't know. Not my thing, so I'll probably stitch them all separately. All right, some other things that, of course, these patterns can't travel by themselves. And I've always wanted these, so I just picked them up because, they pop up and just pull you in. So I got the Heart in Hand, the Double Up series, Halloween. I love those little characters on top. Look at that pumpkin. And then it comes with that button. So the way they have these on 1, 2, 3 Stitch is you're buying the button, but the chart is free. I don't know. That's a lot for a button. I mean, I think these charts were almost $8. That's an $8 button, people. $8. So to make myself feel better, it's the chart and the button that cost $8. Winter. Look at that little penguin. Look at the kids on the top playing. And I don't know, I kind of want to stitch these all together, but I don't know how to accommodate like the characters on the top. Maybe they wouldn't look good together. Again, what is this? Free. It's called Free, but it isn't free. And then Thanksgiving. There aren't a lot of Thanksgiving patterns, so I don't know. I feel like Halloween is gypped, so I gotta stitch something Halloween. Love the ship. Isn't that cute? Love the little guy on top. All right, so the next few, the next one specifically I got because Michelle Garrett from Bendy Stitchy had this, and of course it's Halloween, so I had to have it. This is Pineberry Lane's Fancy Blackett's Brooms. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. I love this. I love the witch. Yeah. Not sure I like that fabric so much. I don't know. It might just be the photograph too. And then of course I had to, while I was doing that and we just talked about Thanksgiving, I had to get the Fruits of Our Labor from Pineberry Lane as well. I love each of those. I think they're great. And then from Stash Unload, like I said, I think Halloween gets gypped, so I ended up getting this. Look at how cute that is. So I find it weird, sort of, that Blackbird Designs has made stockings for every... I consider stockings to be for Christmas, and so it's weird that, they have stockings for every month. I think they came out with a monthly series for these. I don't know if I'll make it, I don't know, maybe I'll make it into a stocking just because, but I don't know, a November stocking. And then I also got this. I just thought this was so funny. Let's see, it says Be Merry and Bright. I don't know about the carryover of that Y right there, but look at that person dressed up as a Christmas tree. I thought that was funny, so I had to get it. I'm not quite a fan of how it's finished in this photo, but love the pattern. From the same seller, she also had some fabric, and it's 40 count, and I'm doing a lot of 40 count now. I think I've officially switched to 40 count on a lot of my stitching, but it'll depend on the piece, right? If it has beads on it and other things, 40 count might be too small. But anyway, I got there's a few patterns that I have that I think will be great on some of this multicolored fabric. Let's see. So this is Crossed Wing Collection Cottage Garden. Again, 40 count. Fairy Ring. And then Lily Pond. I thought that was cool. So that is that. And the last amount of stash I got is from Stitchville. So Stitchville called me last week while I was in Phoenix to say that one of my orders had come in from the Super Bowl sale. So that was back in early February. Again, took a long time, but I think the vendors, you know, were really busy from Nashville filling orders and everything else, so it just took a while. So, you know, they were trying to go as fast as possible. I also stopped by the Lizzie Cate and just wanted to look through some of the patterns that they had, and, you know, thankfully they did end up having Autumn of the Four Seasons, so here's that. And this was the last one she had. I don't know if she's going to order more. I believe what Lizzie Cate was going to do was once they filled all the orders, any leftover would go out to distributors. And then once they ran out, they're going to be done. So I don't know where, if the distributors will have more of these left. They might. But I also picked up this Love Summer limited edition kit. That mermaid is just super cute. And then the finishing. And then what my special order was, so I am stitching the Big Red Ship by, I think it's Ink Circles. And I don't know, it was pretty in the red, and of course it's called the Big Red Ship, but I thought it would look really cool in brown. And so I got a bunch of Gloriana silks. It's called Hazelnut Dark. It says it'll take 8 skeins, so that's what I got. If I have any left over, that's okay. So I got these, and then I got the Weeks Dye Works Linen Color 40 count. I don't know, it's how to describe it. It's not cream, it just has a little hint of brown to it. But I thought that would look amazing. But this is for the Big Red Ship. And as some of you know, I am stitching the Dragons of Sumatra by Ink Circles, and I'm going to need a break from Ink Circles for sure. But the next one I'm going to do is that Big Red Ship in brown. The Big Brown Ship. That's what we're going to call it. Big Brown Ship. And that's for that. So you might say that's a lot of stash. And it is a lot of stash. But I think it's going to slow down. I have to get things under control from that perspective. And the other thing is my husband just left his job, so voluntarily. So the stash purchases will have to slow way down until he finds something else, and he will. So, all right. And there is actually another Needlework Guild class tomorrow that I'm taking by Jackie Duplessis. So during the next video, I will show you pictures of what that class was, so you can kind of get an idea. It's called Contented Hours, and you actually make, so out of the stitching that you do, you actually make different object boxes, needle rolls, things like that. So Jackie's designs are amazing. She's an amazing designer, and there aren't too many designers like her left. A lot of them have retired. So my heart breaks at the thought, but you know, I'll enjoy it while it lasts. So that's on the docket for tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited about that. And again, it's in town, which is even better. All right, so I think I am on to whips. And like I mentioned in my last video, the main whip that I'm working on again is the Dragons of Sumatra. And here's a picture. Again, Ink Circles. It was done in obviously a red color. I thought dragons should be green, so I'm doing mine in green. Gloriana Olivine, I think it's called. And this is how far I am. So I am on the last column, the last column here, the bottom page, so there are 3 more pages, and I'm not quite done with the 3rd page yet, and I'm not quite at the edge. I think it's like somewhere out here. So I'm so close. I can almost taste it, but look at that. Isn't it amazing? So I take this on the plane and I stitch it on the plane. But yeah, I really love this piece. It'll be sad when it's done, yet joyful. Again, and I hope to be able to enter this in the state fair if I can get it done in time. But I'm trying to get some projects done around the house. Our house has been severely neglected. We've got so much clutter and stuff. It's driving me crazy. So I'm trying to clean out closets, and I don't know how many towels a family needs, but apparently we have a lot. So my sister-in-law is going to have a garage sale here in a couple weeks. So I'm going to just try and get through as much stuff as I can, put stuff in the garage sale, and yeah, it'll be out of my house. I'll be so grateful. If anyone needs a bottle of aloe, I've found 4 of them. It's almost embarrassing. So at any rate, I will continue to stitch on the Dragons of Sumatra. I did, like I said, finish the primitive needle. Here Lies Thy Needle, I think is what it's called. I did finally finish that piece. Of course, I don't have it right here with me as I'm filming this, so I'll save it for next time. So I still have my bus project that I'm working on. I think it's called the Christmas Tree Globe from Bent Creek, and that is stitching up really, really fast. So I would imagine that I will have a new bus project shortly. The Ink Circle, the Dragons won't be a bus project. I don't know. It's harder to, the trip on the bus isn't long enough to be worth dragging this out versus on a plane. Since I was on a plane for 3 hours at a time, it made more sense, but not for the bus. So I'll find another bus project soon. I get a new start, yay! And they're usually small, so they're not the big projects that go on forever, so it's kind of nice to get that gratification from a smaller start. So at any rate, I hope you are all doing well. Spring is finally here in Minnesota, and it was 80 yesterday and 60 today. It was really cold, cold. It felt cold, but you know, I'll take it. So anyway, happy spring and happy stitching, and we'll talk soon. Bye.